All right, we got one down, 65 to go, and my plan to write the Bible out by hand. And so I did one video kind of detailing some of this, but I got some new additions here. So let's take it right from the start. I began the project, John's Gospel, and just using a regular pen, like an ink pen. I mean, a ballpoint pen, and in just normal, like in printing, like lowercase printing, and carried that on for the first little while. But it didn't take long before I realized that writing it out in cursive is smoother. It's better in terms also, I didn't realize this until I kind of started researching it a little bit, is that when you write out in cursive, you write out the whole word at once, and it gets into your brain in a different way. I'd have to go and look it up again, how it all works. But when you're printing, and you're printing each individual letter, it doesn't necessarily, like it doesn't get in there in the same way. So it's better for your study to write it out in longhand, like in cursive. So that's what I started to do, ballpoint. And kept it going ballpoint for, a fair while until I realized that actually kind of painful. It got painful to hold the pen. So you have to hold a ballpoint pen pretty hard. I just have been like, if I make errors, I've just been drawing a line through it and doing the next word over. I haven't been really hard on myself with that. I haven't like using whiteout or starting a new page or that kind of thing, because it's nothing official. It's just for my own study and my own getting to know the word. So I switched to a gel pen right about here. You can see the break, and the gel pen they're quite a bit better. Like you hardly have to press at all, and it stands. I like the way it stands out on the page. It really jumps out at you. And you can begin to see as I carry on with it that the writing gets better. Like it starts to get tidier looking. You can see as I go on, it starts to get more and more neat, and the spacing gets better. That sort of thing. Like you can see where it starts to get like the space between each word is more uniform. I'm not cramming little words in at the side as bad. Still did a bit here, a couple of times. I'm getting better with that. It's just a mental exercise, I guess. And so continued on with that until I ran out of the gel pen. One gel pen ran out. I bought another gel pen. I'm going through these gel pens a fair bit, and I wanted to just try a fountain pen. And so I bought a pair of fountain pens which have that. Try and zoom in on that nib. They have this specialized point and an ink cartridge that goes in there. So I just got this off Mercado Libre here in Mexico for 450 pesos, whatever that be, probably about $30, $35. And I got two different ones. So one for a red ink, same tip, and one for a blue ink. And the cartridges are they just come in separate. They came with the pen like when I bought it, but in a separate pack. And you just twist this. You take this little. Well, you don't even take it off. You just take the pen apart, so it comes off like. Show you quick here. Like so, and you can see where I stuffed that down into the pen. It pierces that little wax thing or whatever that is in there, and allows the ink to flow. So nice and easy, and cheaper, right? At the end, in the end, it's going to be cheaper even than the gel pens, because this is going to last quite a while with this much ink. I'll have a lot of ink to go, and so that's how they kind of go together with these cheaper models. These little Japanese brand, I forget, had a bit of a strange Japanese name. And I've been impressed. It's my first time ever using this type of pen. I've only ever used ballpoints, felts, and this gel pen recently. And I'll just flip ahead here to where I started with the. So now I started the. Where did I start? Yeah, Proverbs is here. So that's the start of Proverbs. Is now. The first book was John's Gospel, and then I started Proverbs, and here's where the where the split is. So the gel pen, it stands out nicely, but there's a few kind of problems you could see. Is like the individual letter itself is thicker, like the wall of that letter is thicker, right? Which, I mean, it just takes up more space and that. But the other problem is it bleeds through on the other side. So you can probably see where it's leaving its kind of ghost image on the other side a little bit. Not bad, but a little bit. And this ink here from the fountain pen, it doesn't do that at all. Like it's a water base, and it doesn't spread into the paper like the gel pen did. Now you can see again, I start off with a new pen, and I'm learning the new style of pen, so it's pretty messy and ugly. But within a couple of 3 pages, it starts to straighten out again. So it's getting a little better here. You see, it's using the red pen for chapter breaks now, just to keep the ink moving in there, or else it'll dry out. I didn't think about that when I just was so excited to get the pens and try it out that I went ahead and pierced the ink, and I thought, oh, well, now what am I going to do? So anyway, that'll help. And yeah, you can see the difference. Like each individual letter is much, much, much finer. And I can write quite a bit smaller. So these letters are a lot smaller compared to the gel pen, right? The gel pen, by necessity, needed larger letters. So now with this, I can write nice and small, keep more in the same book. And Proverbs has. I used the AI to figure it out. It's like, I think John's Gospel had 16,000 and some odd words, and Proverbs has 14,000. So I should be able to fit them in the book here into my notebook pretty easily, because I had when I finished Proverbs, or I should say when I finished John's and started off for Proverbs, the book is you can see definitely less than halfway. So now there's less words in Proverbs. It should work out. But one of the problems is in Proverbs, you got all these breaks. So there's a lot of dead space there, dead space. And all the way through the book, it's full of these odd breaks, which are kind of hard to reflect on paper this way when you're writing out, because of course, you don't have this exact same spacing as you copy it down. So yeah, but anyway, it's been a blessed event. I'll fill this book out, and then I've got a proper Japanese paper. The Japanese paper's lined the same way. It's treated with something. It's treated with I forget what it is. I have to look into it again. But it's treated with something that makes sure that the paper doesn't bleed, like none of your letters bleed into the paper and all this kind of stuff. And it's 100 pages as well, which is just going to be quite a bit bigger book. So I'll be able to handle even like the Book of Psalms to get the whole thing in one book. So yeah, that's where we're at for now. And 65 more to go. It's been awesome. I highly recommend anybody that's serious about Bible study doing this. This little thing I'm using to prop up the Bible here, so I can shine my light on it. And it's just all it is. I made this out of in Mexico. You got a type of wood they call primavera, and I just made this so it could fit into the wall here. So it fits into a corner wall. And like in the kitchen area there, I have a where it'll sit there, and then the Bible can sit there, kind of decoration. But here it works really well to just have that sitting there and keep the Bible on it, so I can read it easy, track along with it. Oh, and another trick I've found too is look, when I was writing out John's Gospel, I'd have to look back, write a few words, look back again, make sure I got the words right, because I was making more mistakes. I showed you I had to cross some out. And so I got more and more, and I find I'm looking back a lot, looking back and forth a lot. But I found out, like, if I'm writing this, I'll say, for the Lord sees clearly what a man does, and I'll repeat, like I'll say that out loud, and that has allowed me to write that whole line without having to look back at the book all the time. It just gets it in my brain a little bit. So now as I go, I'm saying each line out, I'm saying each verse out before I write it down, and it stays in my mind long enough that I write it down and don't have to look back to the scripture again to confirm it. So that's been another advance. Anyway, hopefully you guys will join me on this journey. I know at least one friend has decided to start writing out the Bible with me, so that's been a fun journey. Anyway, ciao ciao. Adios, amigos.